Hi, I'm Jerry Parker. I'm a storyteller. The stories I'm going to tell you, I guarantee, will be 60% true. This story happened to my brother. He was involved in this story, and he told it to me. And we call it Bet a Million Gates. Bet a Million Gates was also a sailor on this ship in the southeast section of the Pacific Ocean. My brother had joined the Navy and was assigned also on this ship. And he had knowledge and talked to Bet a Million Gates. And Bet a Million Gates was a bettor. He would bet you any amount of money you wanted to bet. He would bet on one side, and if you didn't like your side, he'd take your side and bet against you again. The darn guy at the end of the month would have everybody's money on the ship. And the captain was getting sick and tired of him winning all the time. And so was the crew on the ship. And so the captain went to the radio operator and said, "Give me the admiral of the fleet." He got a hold of the admiral, and the captain told him, "I have a man down here by the name of Bet a Million Gates, and he bets everybody, and at the end of the month, he ends up with all the money. I want to get rid of him. I can't stop him. I don't know how to stop him from gambling." And the admiral says, "I'll be down in a week. You have Bet a Million Gates ready to be transferred to my ship." A week later, the admiral's ship arrived, and Bet a Million Gates was in his full naval uniform, and on his back he had his duffel bag with all his money and his clothes and whatever paraphernalia he had. And he went down a rope ladder on the side of the ship. That ladder is called Jacob's ladder, the same ladder that Jacob used to climb into heaven. At the bottom of the Jacob's ladder, the sailor got in a rowboat and was rowed across to the other ship. And the other ship, the admiral's ship, had a Jacob ladder hanging down. And Bet a Million Gates climbed up this ladder, and when he got to the top, he come to the attention because the admiral was right there in his face. And Bet a Million Gates says, "Hey, Admiral, I'll bet you $5,000 that you've got bloody piles." The admiral knew that he didn't have bloody piles because he didn't have piles at all. So he going to teach this Bet a Million Gates to stop betting. And he took the bet. And he says, "I don't have bloody piles. I don't have piles." And Bet a Million Gates says, "Well, how are we going to prove it?" And the admiral says, well, I don't know. What do you recommend? Bedaminian Gates says, in my duffel bag, I have a candle, white candle, about a foot long. What we can do is go into your cabin, you drop your drawers, and I'll insert the candle into your rectum. And when I pull it out, if it has blood on it, I win $5,000. If it comes out clean, you win $5,000 of my money. The admiral says, let's do it. And he goes in his cabin with Bedaminian Gates. He drops his drawers. Bedaminian Gates inserts a candle and pulls it out clean as a whistle. The admiral says, I just learned you not to bet anymore. $5,000 back there was a year's wages for the admiral. The admiral was so tickled that he won. He went to the radio operator and radioed back to the captain and his ship. And he told the captain, I just broke that sailor of betting. And the captain said, how did you do it? The admiral said, well, he says, he bet me $5,000 that I had bloody piles. I didn't have bloody piles. And the captain said, well, how did you prove it? And the admiral said, well, we went into my cabin, I dropped my drawers, he inserted a candle in my rectum and he pulled it out. It was clean as a hound's tooth. I didn't have bloody piles. I just won $5,000 and taught him not to do any more gambling. And the captain on the other ship said to the admiral, he said, Admiral, that son of a gun bet me and the whole crew $25,000. He bet us $25,000 that he'd have a candle up your ass before nightfall. Thank you. I'm Jerry Parker. I'm a storyteller.